Hello everyone, this is Umar. So here is the review for this discussion. So let's get started. So I'm gonna discuss about these two pages here where I'm like using most of the logic, which is quiz screen and ending screen. And for the other screens, I included the detailed review about the design and block section in the previous discussion video. So if anyone want to check that, they can check my video on the on discussion 3. So let's get started. So this is the quiz screen page where I'm using like most of the logic here. And as you can see on the left side, I have like three columns, and this label here is the question label, which is going to have the question for the quiz, and this is the display message label, which is in the middle. If we want to display any message, we can display it here. And in column 1, which is this, we have like 4 buttons and one score label at the bottom. So here is our local database file, which I'll show you just here. I have added 4 questions for now. We can also include local database here, or we can, it's easier to include like any other kind of data source like Google or Excel or something like. So let's go check the block section for the quiz screen here in the block section. So there is a lot of things going on here. I'm just gonna try to explain. So the main thing is like these two variables here. First, we initialize for 1 4 to keep track of score, and then the question number. So when the user comes to this quiz screen, it's gonna go to this function first, which is update quiz for each question. So depending on the question number, it's gonna display the question and the options for that, which is basically the purpose of this function here. And like depending on the like whatever the user is going to select, like answer 1, answer 2, or answer 3. So here is a logic for where it's checking if it's the button the user selected is the correct answer or not. And depending on that, if it's a correct answer, then it's just gonna increment 1 for in the score variable. And the other thing to mention here is when user is making a selection, like for example, if a user clicks button 1 or button 2, 3, or 4, depending on the selection, if it's correct or not, it's going to change its color. So here, like you can see, this is the highlight correct answer function, where it checks like if the user has clicked a correct answer, then it's gonna change the background of that button to green. And here is the function for the incorrect ones, in which it just does the opposite thing. It changes the background color to red. And let's see what's here. Okay, so this reset button colors here is, when we are changing colors here. So for before the next question it switches to the next question, it's gonna just reset everything to the white thing. So this is what the function of this function is actually. And here is the main logic, like where we're using these 3 functions, which I just explained here. So when the user clicks the any of the answer, then it's gonna run this function, which is a correct answer or incorrect answer, and the basis on that is it's gonna check, the local database. Is just gonna wait for 1 second before displaying the next question. And when it displays the next question, it's gonna just run this function, so it resets all the color to the white again, instead of green and red. And Here it's a condition which we are using to check if the question, if it's the last question or if there is any other questions left. If it equals to the number of rows we have in the database, then it means it was the last question, and it will navigate the user to an ending screen, which in which ending I'll just explain it after this. And Yeah, otherwise it will just go to this function update quiz for each question, and it will, then it will display the next question again. So ending screen, when if it is the last question and it navigates to the ending screen, then in the ending screen we have two controls here, in which we have two logic, which I have set a logic and some math and variables here, in which it just shows the final score of the user, and it's gonna give option to user to take the quiz again, and which will, if it the user clicks that, it will navigate to the quiz screen back again to the user. And Yeah, these two things is to just set those variables. If the user clicks to this button, then it's just gonna set these variables which we use in quiz screen to again to the 0 and 1 form, so it doesn't mess up anything in the other logics here. So that's all. This is the design view for the end screen, in which here is the scoring label, just an image, and that's the button. So if you guys have any question, let me know. I'll be happy to answer. Thank you so much.